And thank you, Dr. O'Toole. I want to continue on a little bit with some of that technology. You had mentioned that the integration of artificial intelligence is important in staying ahead of various biothreats. And so if we can just discuss that briefly, I think that would be very helpful for me. Can you elaborate on how this type of technology would impact both the potential offensive and defensive applications with respect to biotech?
So artificial intelligence of different kinds, machine learning, deep neural networks, and so forth, is already being used, for example, in drug discovery, to hasten drug discovery. It's being used in medical imaging and in digital health in many different ways. But it is going to have, I think, the greatest near-term impact in biology on these foundational technologies, on genomics and synthetic biology in particular. If you think of genomics as you're trying to read a code of a single genome, and today we're trying to understand what a particular gene does by comparing it to many genomes and trying to figure out this person is sick because that gene is there or is missing, to take a simple case. In that case, the bigger your library, the more genomes you've sequenced and put into a library that keeps things accurate and easy to access, you are advantaged. What AI is going to do is not only make it faster to sequence genomes, but they will be done so more accurately. Google has already done this and shown one way to do it, mostly using machine vision. What you then want to know is you want to understand how to read and write the genome once it's sequenced. And what AI allows you to do is intelligently go through all of these multitudinous possibilities much faster and more accurately, and then you can iterate on it. So it's going to improve sequencing, it's going to improve DNA synthesis, and it's going to improve DNA editing. And there are already basic science experiments going on in all those fields. China, for example, has, of course, a philosophy that the state and the private sector are one and the same, the military and the private sector are one and the same, and they have combined their big internet giants, Alibaba, Tencent, and so forth, with their biotech companies. So Alibaba is investing in biotech, Tencent is helping BGI, Beijing Genomics, Inc., with their sequencing problems, and they have recognized and are industrializing this combination of AI and biotech. It is mostly going to be beneficial. It's going to help us get new medicines faster. It's going to help us understand toxicity earlier. It's going to create whole new realms of products that we haven't imagined yet. But they, as I said, are institutionalizing it. We are experimenting with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And again, you know, we need to step up in this area and find those solutions. So your estimation, and I'm drawing from that there's a lot of work that we need to do, but how well postured is the Department of Defense in leveraging AI in biodefense strategy?
I don't think they've thought about it yet.
I would probably agree with that assessment. Anybody else care to comment on that? Okay. And Dr. Gerberding, if we could go back a little bit, we're just talking about the collaboration between different governmental agencies. And the Health Security Commission report released today by CSIS recommends restoring health security leadership at the White House National Security Council. And when was this position established, and then why was it eliminated?
So in my experience, in the context of some of the most difficult and threatening infectious disease outbreaks, inevitably someone is pulled to be the czar of the occasion for that particular situation. But in 2016, the White House did appoint a senior White House official reporting through the National Security Council to be responsible for a directorate that was charged with the preparedness and response to biologic threats. That directorate was established, it began its work, and then in 2017, it was disbanded. So, I don't know why it was disbanded. I think there were lots of changes, administration changed and so forth, but I think the mentality often has been that these are important during a crisis, but the need for them dissipates once the acuity of the crisis has subsided.
But the recommendation would be that it needs to be a consistent, stable position within the national security.
It has been an essential role for cross-government collaboration in every single infectious disease situation I've ever observed.
And do you believe then, having that position in place, that person would be able to assist maybe in orchestrating the breakdown of various silos that exist between the agencies?
A primary function, and that applies both to the planning and strategy that we've been talking about is missing across a number of our agencies, but also in the actual operations and then the aftermath. So it is a continuous cycle, and it needs that constant strategic, iterative improvement over long arcs of time.
Okay, we're going to go ahead. Senator Peters will have just a couple more questions. And